everyone. Book 52 in our series is called Booster Boycott. Winston Egbert wants to join the boosters. And I love how the title, the boycott, the boy part is a different color, as if it wasn't completely obvious what it is they are boycotting. Also very appropriate that it is a purple color, given that it is a Jessica book. If we look at just the cover art, why would you not want Winston to join the boosters? He looks like he's having so much fun, unlike Lila and Jessica, who are just angry and wearing very unflattering outfits. I think those sweaters are about 4 sizes too big for them. So basically the entire plot of this book is Winston wants to join the boosters. They're nasty to him. They realize they need him. The end. They give you the entire plot on the back cover. So there are a couple plot points that I want to read, and usually do these at the end, but this book is a mess, so I'm just gonna read them as we go. So it is not a good sign that the first thing I marked to read is on page 1. So it says, the Southern California Middle School Cheering Championship was in 3 weeks, and Sweet Valley Middle School was going to host it for the first time. In fact, it would be the first competition ever for the boosters. And that seems like a lot of pressure and very poor planning, that at your very first competition, you are also hosting it. Not too sure about that. I also question Sweet Valley hosting a Southern California scale competition that is in a huge market. And it seems like they would have gone with a bigger market school than Sweet Valley. Page 6. Oh, this is bad. So this is when, this is just bad. I'll just start in the middle of the page. Kimberly Haver, a 7th grader, spoke up. Are you saying we should perform with a boy at our first competition? We'd all die of humiliation. Besides, Winston, what do you think we do when we're not practicing cheers? Janet asked. Winston shrugged helplessly. I don't know. Warm-up exercises? Baton drills? Wrong. Janet crossed her arms over her chest. We talk about guys. Now, how are we going to talk about guys with a guy around? But that's discrimination, Winston protested weakly. Give me a break, Jessica moaned. Everybody knows there's no such thing as discrimination against boys. And that, in one sentence, is how completely outdated this book is. So Winston, and it's just ridiculous. He puts together a petition. He gets 100 kids to sign it to just let him even try out. And it's like, I'm not sure why the boosters have so much sway over this. Yeah. Okay, so page 15. I think it's a terrific idea, Elizabeth said. I'm sure this isn't easy for Winston. He's usually pretty shy. Joining the boosters must really mean a lot to him. Since when is Winston shy? He is the class clown that regularly seeks out attention and doesn't care if people are watching him. He likes it. So actually, the reason he wants to be a booster is because he wants to spend time with Grace Oliver. He likes her and he wants to spend time with her. And, of course, he disguises that as, I'm really good at gymnastics. I started taking lessons last summer. And then on page 25, we have some pretty shocking information. Miss Langberg, the PE teacher, and the boosters advisor approached the girls. Since when have they had an advisor? And what has she been doing all this time? So the whole idea of Winston putting together this petition to even try out becomes that much more ridiculous, because he should have gone straight to Miss Langberg and said, your captains or whatever are discriminating against me. So surprisingly, Miss Langberg sits in on the tryout, and the girls try to make it as impossible as they can. And At one point, they tell Winston that all boosters have to be able to do a headstand for 30 seconds. And Miss Langberg actually chimes in and says, I don't recall that being a criteria to join the team. And it's like, where has she been all these years? So, of course, all the boys make fun of him and tease him that he's going to have to wear a skirt, and they call him Winnie. And this book is just super outdated. So Langberg basically forces them to let him join the squad. And he's actually pretty good, and he has some really good information for them. For instance, when they are putting together their pyramid, which, of course, Jessica has to be at the top, he has some really good information about them, which kind of seems like it's pretty self-explanatory, like make sure your weight is evenly spaced, but no one has ever told them this, and it kind of makes me wonder, what have they been doing all this time, and why do they not have a coach? Why does it take a guy on his very first day of practice to point out what they've been doing wrong for so many months? So that was ridiculous. And they're acting like Winston's going to be the star of the boosters. And honestly, they can just stick him in the back and make him be a spotter for all of the stunts. It's just so outdated and ridiculous and narrow-minded. So eventually, and this is kind of sad, Grace had drawn a cartoon welcoming Winston to the boosters, but he thought they were making fun of him, and he finally just quits. And then at the big competition, oh no, all the other schools have boys. What are we going to do? So it becomes this huge dilemma. How do we get Winston to forgive us? I know, we'll have Grace ask him. So she does, and of course he's happy to join, and they wind up getting second place, and it's just silly. But you know, Elizabeth wasn't too bad in this book. She's basically non-existent. So that was a perk. Oh, and then there was this whole dumb side plot. I'd completely forgotten about it. That Elizabeth and Winston are friends, but Todd is getting really jealous that Elizabeth is friends with a guy. So Elizabeth and Amy cook up a plot where Amy is going to ask Todd for help with the science project to show that guys and girls can be friends, and there's a lot of jealousy, and that whole part didn't really make sense. So the part about the boosters, it was very typical. We know they're not good people. We know they need a coach. I mean, none of this was surprising, and of course it all works out for them because this is Sweet Valley. One funny part, though, they're all blaming each other for doing horribly in the first round at the competition. Page 122. How could you have tripped like that? Janet asked Delilah when the boosters reached the safety of the hallway. Me? Lila cried. How could you have forgotten what VICTORY spells? So, Janet says to Jessica, you dropped your balloon twice. Ellen dropped hers 3 times, Jessica retorted. Ellen clutched at her heart dramatically. Can you die of humiliation? And it's just stupid. You know, all of this would have been fixed if Langberg actually did her job as the advisor, and or if they actually had a coach. So it wasn't that bad of a book. It was just super predictable, and I don't know. I don't know what to make of this book. It was fine. I don't hate Winston. He's an all right character. He definitely seems more fun than the boosters. So the next book is Jessica decides she wants to be an actress again. It is called The Slime That Ate Sweet Valley. And I think Winston has a pretty prominent role in that one as well. So it was just book 32 that Jessica thought she was an actress and decided it was too much work. But, you know, we're up to book 52. So I guess she forgot what happened in the 32 books interim. And yeah, she's going to be an actress again. So that sounds super exciting. This one was fine. It's like the unicorns being extra unicorny, and yeah. Yeah, they are pretty corny. So, yeah, Winston's the best part of this book. Everything else was just lame, and it was fine. It's pretty standard fare. So I will get to the slime. I sure hope Jessica gets slimed like used to happen on Nickelodeon with that green slime. So I'll get to that one next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.